Years. 18-12, BYU leading UC Riverside here in the first half.
BYU going to do a little bit of pressure to try to take UC Riverside out of their rhythm. They're in a rhythm now. They started 1 for 7, but they've made 4 of their last 7, being more patient, making the extra pass, driving and kicking. BYU in that zone.
Moet Mag into the game for the first time for the Cougars. Saunders out with it, ahead to Crawford. And the block by the Highlanders wins the possession.
Great hustle play to get down and to block that shot.
And a foul called in the scrum. And it'll go against the Cougars. And Saunders picks up the foul. That's his first. All right, Spencer, we saw you over in the BYU huddle during the timeout. What'd you find out?
Yeah, the Cougars head coach Kevin Young challenged his guys to do a couple of things, pointed to the offense being a little sped up, which led to a couple of turnovers. And not surprisingly, UC Riverside, a good team, paid both of those off with buckets. So he said, we need to go and create some takeaways. And again, just slow down on offense, calm down a little bit after a quick start, guys.
Moses for 3. Thanks, Spencer. 18-15.
And this UC Riverside, like BYU, a team that's not afraid to shoot threes. They were a barrage of threes against Oregon. And it wasn't that they didn't shoot it well at Oregon, they just didn't rebound it well, and that was the reason for the loss. But this is a team that can shoot the ball and they can shoot it from deep.
Baker. And a foul against Riverside. Push in the back. Gavin Davis picks up his first. Hargress is back in. Egor Demin returns for BYU. 9-0 run for Riverside. It's a 3-point game. The ebbs and flows of college basketball is a fascinating thing. Mag, this will be goaltending. And Moet Mag, the transfer from Rutgers, gets his first 2. Shows his ability to get off the floor.
Yeah, he got off the floor quickly, but we're also seeing that this UC Riverside, even though that's goaltending, they've got some athletes. This is a different level of athleticism and length than BYU saw the other night against Central Arkansas.
Might be BYU's best test before Ole Miss on Thanksgiving in San Diego. This is a very important game for Kevin Young to learn a whole lot about his young roster. Moses, another 3. He's got 8. If he hits one more, we're going to say, holy Moses.
Well, he made a barrage of threes. He had 8 threes in a 30-point night against CSUN last season. So he's capable of getting hot and just lighting it up from out there.
Getting physical down low. Saunders wanted a foul, didn't get it. Ball's knocked out of bounds off the Highlanders. So the Cougars get it with 20 seconds on the shot clock. And Parker Strauss checks in for the first time. Redshirt freshman out of Costa Mesa, California. He's got 20 family members here in the house tonight. Traore is out, and Keba Keita back in for BYU. So a little pushback for the Cougars here as their lead's been cut to 2. Demin up for 3. Baker tops it back to Demin. 10 minutes to go here in the half. Saunders for 3. And on the rebound, armor trading. Another 3 by Moses, and the Highlanders will have their first lead.
And BYU now 1 of 7 from 3 in this game.
Off the glass and in. And there may have been some contact at the end of that shot as Keita may have caught the elbow from Alabode. Let's take another look. So it's Smith in with the shot. Now watch Keita. It might have been friendly fire.
It might have been Demin that actually got him. It just looked like he poked him in the eye.
Tied up at 20. 12-0 run for the Highlanders. Saunders baseline. Baker fouled by Strauss. Baker played at UC Irvine. Mike McPayo told us we know all about Dawson Baker. Yeah. Had to deal with him down there in the Big West, and we asked Dawson if it was deja vu tonight. He goes, yeah, a little bit. Just one kid on the Riverside roster that Baker faced as a player, but very familiar with the Highlanders. as a Baker was a star at UC Irvine. Demin for three. Got it. Not afraid at all, is he? He's got 7.
No, and he shoots back from behind that NBA three-point line confidently, and he's missed a couple. But that shows you the confidence he has, because he says, I'm going to keep shooting this because they're going to start to fall for me because I am a scorer. Great confidence.
Kevin Young told us our visit before the game has been over 70 NBA scouts already here to see Demin. 70.
10 at the game the other night, but they've been coming in and out of practice. So, you know, eyes have been on Demin, and it doesn't seem to faze him.
Caleb Smith draws contact and wins a trip to the free throw line. He's a big 6'9" sophomore out of Rancho Cucamonga, California. Keba Keita picks up his first. Just a footnote further on Demin. Young also said there's been 5 general managers or team presidents.
Yeah, right here.
Whether to come watch him practice or, you know, he's only had 1 game here. Outside of it was an exhibition game.
18-year-old kid.
How about that?
Caleb Smith, the redshirt sophomore. He's got a big frame, 6'9" with a big frame, and he played in 34 games last year, 7.5 points a game. Very smart player, great basketball smarts, but also academic all Big West last year.
At 28 against Santa Barbara, capable of lighting it up.
Yeah, he was knocking down threes in that game, so he's a big that can go out and shoot.
Demin on the rebound. This is Saunders baseline, one-handed floater. And Richie's got 4, and the lead back to 4.
And Demin with a great job. He attacked the baseline, attacked the defense, made them all turn and look to help, and then kicked it opposite to Saunders.
Hargress trying to figure out a way to shake Saunders, falling away, and Keita hands it over to Demin.
Great defense that time.
Cannon Catchings back in the game. He's got the ball for BYU. Hearing Kevin Young say, Egor, come get the ball. And here he comes.
And they're face guarding him outside. Hargress is saying, you know what, I'm going to get up into you. We're going to face guard you. See if it can rattle him, get him off his rhythm.
Strauss on the rebound. 7.5 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll get Kevin Young's assessment with Spencer at the break. Back on the baseline. Arbitrating with Smith with the attempted shot. 2 shots when we come back. 25-21. 7:16 to go here in the first half.
Studio update, number 9 North Carolina at number 1 Kansas. The Tar Heels erased a 20-point lead late, but Jayhawk Zeke Mayo ties the game at 89 with 1:45 to go. Later, Hunter Dickinson gave the Jayhawks the lead 91-89. He went 1 of 2 from the stripe. A little later, Elliot Cadeau for the tie. No good. Kansas holds off UNC at home, and Bill Self's 590th win as Kansas head coach, tying the great Fog Allen for most wins in program history. Let's go back to David Blaine in the Marriott Center.
Jerem, thank you. Kansas will be here on February 18th for the first time ever. It's going to be quite a night. First conference AP poll to have, let's see, 5 teams in the top 10, Blaine?
Yeah.
That hadn't happened before. 4 top 25 matchups this week. And then when conference play starts, it's 20 games. There's no buys, there's no days off.
Yeah, and in conference, it's ranked team matchups almost every week. All across the league. It's the best league in college basketball. I like this test that UC Riverside is giving BYU tonight. They're really challenging them. They're playing physical. They're getting up on BYU's young guards, and they're playing fearless out there.
Caleb Smith is at the line. 4 points for Smith so far.
And Smith really came on at the end of the year last year. His last 8 games, he averaged 13.6 points a game. As mentioned, like, he's a good free throw shooter. He can play inside. He can step out and knock down threes. He's a very accomplished player.
These Highlanders finished last season winning 8 of 11. Now up for 3. Tapped out by Saunders. Demin, handoff. Keita, finish. 27-23, 6 for Keita.
And what a pass by Denham. Penetrate. A little dish to the big guy for the throwdown.
And when Keita dunks, he dunks like an angry person.
Yeah, like he's going to bring down all the equipment.
Hargress, well defended by Saunders.
I like the space Hargress. He creates space off of contact. He wins the contact.
Reach-in foul. This will go against the Highlanders.
Let's go back and watch this. You draw the defense. You see when the big comes over. As soon as the big comes over, Whitmore comes over. Denham knows exactly where he's going with the ball. He reads the defense. He kicks it to the big guy.
We can do that.
Shuffle passes it, and it's a throwdown.
First foul on Hargress. Saunders backs up, hands it back to Demin. Keita, one-hander, beautiful touch over Whitmore. He's got 8.
And they've really worked, and he has really worked hard on his touch and his inside game around the rim. He comes with the reputation of being a great shot blocker and rebounder and a rim runner, but they've worked on his half-court offensive game in a big way. Look at Smith.
Answers back with a 3. 29-26. Now Demin hands it back to Keita. And Keba is fouled. He's going to go to the line and shoot 2. Spencer, what do you got?
And not shockingly, Mike McPhail was very, very encouraging in his team's ability to continue to shoot the ball with how well they're shooting from beyond the arc. Look, they're going to give that to you. We're shooting confidently. Keep doing that. On the defensive side for UC Riverside, the challenge, he said, is keeping Egor Demin on the perimeter, because once he gets to the baseline and in the paint, things open up, as we just saw. So, again, watch for UC Riverside to do what they can to slow down BYU's big point guard and keep him settling for things and these BYU guards on the perimeter, guys.
Thank you, Spencer. Whitmore with the foul. Pickens comes back into the game.
Yeah, and UC Riverside, they're feeling it now. Remember, they started 1 for 7. They're shooting 45% now. They've made 8 of their last 13 from the field. And they're in a rhythm offensively. And BYU, they need to get out there defensively and create some havoc and be more disruptive defensively to get them out of that rhythm.
Rika Schultz back in for the Highlanders as well. Keita on the block, and he brings it down. 7 boards in the first half for Keita. Saunders to Demin. Back come the Highlanders off the turnover. Stolen back by Nell. And Demin bumped by Hargress. That'll be number 2 on Hargress. Hargress is barely 6 feet. And Demin is all of 6'9". And Hargress is going to earn a few minutes on the bench, catch his breath as Moses is back in. That's a tough.
Yeah.
When you're the leading scorer and you got a 6'9" guy guarding you, and if it's not him, it's Richie Saunders. That's a tough assignment for Barrington Hargress. Demin at the line. Cougars have been cold from the stripe here in the first half.
Cold from the stripe, cold from 3.
Smith. This is Schultz. Now Moses. He's at 2 threes already. Pickens trying to get around Keita. Gets his knee, and Keita gets the foul, his second. Traore will come in, and Keita will go out. Pickens. Here's Smith, open for another 3. And the game's tied at 29. Smith with 8.
And he is really feeling it right now. As we mentioned, UC Santa Barbara last year, 28 points, 8 made threes in that game. So he gets going, he can get hot.
Catchings on the miss. Traore back up and in. Foose with 7. Riverside was tied with Oregon at 28 late in the first half back on Monday. Ran out of gas in the second half, which we often see in these kind of matchups. And they're hanging tough again tonight at the Marriott Center.
Well, and they're playing so physical. Let's see, that was big time heat check for Smith.
And he shakes his head. Lesson learned.
Let me just try it from back here on a step back and see how hot I really am, right?
He's been hot, but he's not Jimmer. 3:42 to go. 2-point BYU lead. Back after this. BYU's done a nice job holding Barrington and Hargreaves to 1 of 7 shooting. Outside of this 3, that's been it for him. The challenge, though, Blaine, is everyone else is hitting 3s.
Yeah, 2 for 5 for Caleb Smith. Pickens is 1 for 1. And Moses, who's knocking it down, 2 for 2. And so they've been constantly stroking out there. Moses giving the ball up to Smith again. That's his second. Smith is shooting it confidently right now. And this is a team that's 6 of 12, 50% from 3. They're shooting 43% from the field. It's like, how's BYU ahead in this game? Well, BYU has 11 second chance points. They got 7 offensive rebounds and just 2. And so they're doing the little things to stay out in the lead, manufacturing points. They have 6 more possessions because of turnovers and offensive boards. And when you're not shooting it great, especially from 3, that's what you've got to do.
Demin's fouled. And Gavin Davis will pick up his second. And that'll send Demin to the free throw line. Kenan Catchings, who had 17 back on Tuesday night, hasn't scored yet tonight. Second miss from the stripe for Demin.
And Demin didn't shoot a free throw the other night.
Gets the second one to go. Spend less, stream more sports with a special offer from ESPN Plus. Save $20 and get an annual subscription for the price of 9 months. Limited time offer. 32-29, 3:20 to go here in the first half. Moses open just long enough. Catchings on the rebound. Just long enough to get that shot off. Baker looking for his first bucket of the season. 0 for 6 back on Tuesday. He'll go to the line here. A blocking foul on the Highlanders.
And a call play that time for Baker. He put Baker out on the point, moved Denham down to the 2 and said, let's go run that high ball screen and bring Foose out and see what you can do. And you see the foul. Baker is the master of, like, he'll take his first step one direction and then a Euro step the other direction and draw contact on that one.
Second foul on Ni Olabode. And Smith will check back in, and Olabode will come out. Baker 1 for 2 on Tuesday. Dynamic shooter trying to get the lid off. From the free throw line, BYU has struggled. 4 of 8. Now 4 of 9. Kevin Young looking on. This is some of the growing pains of newness and youth. A veteran by Baker. Like Baker, he gets 1 of 2, and the lead is 4. Moses picked up by Demin. Now playing some defense. And the possession arrow will keep the ball on this end for the Highlanders. Spencer.
Dave, you were just referencing those growing pains from BYU. It certainly doesn't help when your veteran guard, Dallin Hall, is on the bench. And John Linehan, one of BYU's assistants, told me it can't be understated what he means to this team. Just his mental toughness and the physical toughness that he brings, especially when playing against veteran guards, which UC Riverside certainly has put on the floor. So Dallin Hall, they're hopeful to have him back. By the time we roll around to Thanksgiving, they're going to have to find other leaders to step up on the floor in the meantime. Dave?
Thank you, Spencer. So that ruled a turnover on the Highlanders, not a jump ball, which had Mike Magpeo protesting, and BYU has possession.
And to Spencer's point, Dallin Hall, he is one of the more physical guards in the Big 12. He's not a... man. Was that on purpose? That looked like it was on purpose.
That looked like it was on purpose. We got to go to the videotape after further review.
I think you got to not give him a missed shot. That has to be... watch this. Yeah, like Foose read that like he knew he was coming. And he threw that short off the glass. I'm giving him I'm giving him an assist on this one.
We're waiting for the official.
Yeah, is that a missed shot or is that an assist? I can't imagine Denham threw it that low off the backboard if he was attempting to make a shot. But
They're calling it a missed shot. They're calling it a missed shot.
Whatever it was, Foose was spectacular in tracking the ball and throwing it down on the offensive board. And that's how BYU's staying out in the lead in this game. They're getting the dirty work done. You look at offensive rebounds, they're +6 in offensive rebounds and 13 second chance points to just 2 for Riverside. That's the difference in the ball game right now because UC Riverside is really shooting the ball well, especially from deep.
Traore is 4 of 5 from the field, leading all scorers with 9. And his dunk has the Cougars up by 6.
And remember, Traore was nursing an injury that he's just come back from in recent weeks. So he looks like he's back to full go, though.
Foose is flying high here tonight. Now we'll see if the Highlanders can answer. And they turn it over. The exchange.
That double
Smith goes out of bounds.
That double team. When Boscovich comes down to double team with all of that length at 6'10", you're in a hurry to get the ball out of the trap and threw it away. He just absolutely threw it away.
6 turnovers for Riverside. Baker hands it back to Traore, and it's slapped away. 4th turnover for BYU here in the half.
That was Pickens that got a hand on it. Who's had it down low where the guard could get after it.
And Moses is bumped and fouled by Traore. That'll be his first foul.
The whistle was a little late, but it was the right call. Like the official was like, yeah, he bumped him and he bumped him off of the route, and it did have an impact on the play. I got to call it.
Moses with 8 points. Smith has 11. So Traore, the high point man for BYU, and Smith is the high point man on the floor. Moses also capable of lighting it up, had 30 against Cal State Northridge last year. And he's shown his ability to hit some deep shots tonight. He's at the free throw line with 1:34 to go.
Moses with 8 now in the game. He's 3 of 4 from the field, 2 of 3 from 3. He's hit a couple of deep ones.
Davis back in. Strauss is out.
And Moses, he likes to play big-time teams. Last year against UCLA was one of his better games, 21 points on 8 of 14 from the field against UCLA.
Chance to cut the lead to 4.
A little pressure in the backcourt, full court. And they back off. Once they got it out of that first pass, they back off, and Denham brings it up.
This will be a foul on Pickens. He rolled right over Nell. And that's going to send Nell to the line. First foul on Nate Pickens, junior out of El Mirage, Arizona. And he just kind of backed right in.
Yeah, and usually you want to get yourself skinny, so you're going to go sideways and try to sneak on top of that. And one thing Riverside learned from the last game where they watched the Central Arkansas film was Central Arkansas started that game going under the screens and like double dog daring BYU's guards to shoot threes, and these open shots, especially Denham knocking them down. Riverside's going over the top of every screen. They're being really physical, and they're mixing it up with what they're doing on the other side of the screen, whether they're flashing, coming hard, and really hedging that screen or dropping off, and making these BYU guards read it.
1 of 2 for Nell. Jerem, Kristen, and JT coming up in the half. Smith driving on Boscovich. Gets them both off balance, and Boscovich picks up the foul. And with 1:08 to go, free throws coming. That's number 2 on Boscovich. 6'10", Serbian. And Caleb Smith at the line. Highlanders are 6 of 7 from the free throw line. In the second half, they'll shoot into the BYU student section. That tends to change things.
Yeah.
Gets them both. 13 here in the first half. It's a 3-point game. Traore, double team, doesn't matter. And Foose has 11. Moses looks up at the play clock. Arbitrating with it. Pickens into the lane. And Demin brings it out. Cougars will settle for the final shot. Demin looks over at Kevin Young. Timeout BYU with 17 seconds on the shot clock and 17.4 in the first half.
Kevin Young thinking, you know what? Let's draw something up here and have a set play. You know, no reason not to use that timeout and set something up and get a bucket here to end the first half.
Next week on Wednesday, November 13th, Queens will be in Provo. And on Saturday afternoon, it'll be Idaho. Both games on ESPN+. Riverside will play at Cal Baptist on Tuesday. Then the home opener against La Sierra on Thursday. Those two games also available on ESPN+. Spencer will visit with Kevin Young here as soon as the half ends. Get his assessment on what's been a very interesting and educational first 20 minutes.
Absolutely. UC Riverside definitely, they're defending BYU in a completely different way than Central Arkansas did. So this is good for these young players to see a different approach and to have to read the defense and make it work. And BYU's had some rush shots. Credit UC Riverside. They've been very aggressive and very physical in this first half, which is exactly what we expected out of this veteran team.
Whistle away from the action. And Eric Curry is walking over. They're going to reset the shot clock, which is off.
Yeah, Eric Curry was saying that the shot clock was 0.4 second difference between shot clock and game clock, and they've shut off the shot clock.
So they're going to wait until they get the shot clock back on. Now Curry visiting with Young. And Kevin Young may be saying, hey, we called a timeout. Let's refresh.
Well, and he's asking,
get rid of the
Kevin
shot
saying,
clock
hey,
altogether.
can we, he said, can we sub if we want to, where you just call a timeout for a shot clock? And it's interesting because think about it, Kevin Young's been coaching the NBA, and there's some rules that are very different in the NCAA versus the NBA. So there's some things you're like, wait a minute, can we do this or do we not do this?
Yeah. So Curry says you put 11.5. Let's see, let's put 10. We're going to leave it at 10.
Yeah, he said there was a different, like he said, the shot clock was less than the game clock when they took the ball out of bounds. And so there you go.
Demin into the lane. Oh, a left-handed hammer dunk. And that's how the half's going to end. 10 points for the freshman. Egor Demin makes a statement. Look at the emotion on the young man's face as BYU gets their lead back to 7 in a tremendous finish. Let's get over to Spencer.
Well, Coach, that's one way to finish a half. What was drawn up in that last timeout to get Egor the basketball and get him to the hoop?
I just trying to get a pick and pop with my high-low. They kind of got a busted coverage, and Egor's instincts took over.
I know you really challenged your guys in the under 4 timeout to get after it defensively. How do you feel they answered that challenge in the final minutes of the half?
Not bad. You know, we let Smith get loose a little bit, but just looking at it a little bit closer, really was our offense. You know, we were rushed. We let their pressure kind of speed us up, so we got to clean that up in the second half.
Good luck in the second half, Coach.
Thank you.
So Egor's instincts were to drive it to the basket with time running down and just throw down a left-handed dunk.
He said there's a busted coverage, and Egor's instincts took it over. So the lesson is don't bust the coverage, or he's throwing it down lefty on you.
40-33, halftime. Jerem coming up next with the gang from Provo.
Welcome to the ESPN Halftime Report. Egor Demin yamming at the end of the first half, 40-33, as the projected NBA lottery pick gets angry at the very end of the half there. Wow, Jerem Jordan, Kristen Kozlowski, Jonathan Tavernari with you. BYU up 40-33. This is closer than some people thought.
Oh, much closer than I think BYU is comfortable with at this point. The Cougars go up 16-3 to start the game, and then they allowed UCR to set their defense, kind of start chipping away, hit shots on the outside. I thought Moses, and then he came in and hit some big-time shots, did a really good job. But players off the bench, right? Caleb Smith also had a great first half. BYU needed to settle in a little bit. I think we heard that from Kevin Young, that they were rushing a little bit offensively.
Keba Keita had a really nice start to this game for BYU with 8.7 rebounds.
Massive approach and massive impact. I think you and I were talking about during the game, him and Foose right now with both half of the points. Just his impact defensively. It's interesting. I was in the Marriott Center, and it kind of felt like there was not a ton of energy. But I mean, with the dunk to finish the half, I'm hoping that it was the catalyst, the spark plug to be able to kind of get things going, and and turn a first half into a better second half.
Egor Demin, 10 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, just 1 turnover.
Well, they extended the pressure on him, right? I mean, full court. They were extending that pressure, and it really didn't faze him. He just took his time, brought the ball up, but it also does add that extra element where he has to break the pressure and now get them into the offense and create. And he's still able to do that and break down the defense.
Does he throw down right-handed? Because we've seen 2 games and 2 left-handed dunks.
He's right-handed, which is this is unbelievable. To complement your point, I think that's where Dallin Hall's presence is going to be felt a little bit more. Egor is not going to have to bring the ball and then set up the offense and then himself having to attack. I think with Dallin there, he'll be able to play a little more of the off-guard position where Dallin brings the ball, sets him up, and then he can attack.
Much more coming up after this break. We'll talk about UC Riverside and what they've been doing. 3-point shooting big time, plus second half adjustments as BYU leads it 40-33 at the half.
Everything you thought you knew is brand new. We on a new wave. This ain't what it was. See, when the game changes, so do we. Every day, every play. Always been greater than 12, now standing 16 strong. In every end zone, any time zone. When everyone else keeps asking, what's next? We know.
Cannon Catchings for BYU didn't have a point in the first half, but he had this mega block pinning it off the backboard. LeBron Game 7 vibes on that one. 40-33, BYU up on UC Riverside. How about Isaiah Moses? Didn't start this game, Kristen, but he's got 10 points off the bench.
Yeah, it's 6'1". The guard has not been phased. We were just talking about it. He has not been phased at all by the length of BYU. It was a little more disruptive for their starting point guard in Hargraves, who is now in foul trouble. But I thought Moses did a really good job creating his space to get his shot off, and you see right there, moving without the basketball, but when he had the basketball in his hand, he was able to do just enough to separate himself from his defender. There's a lot of length that's coming out there. Saunders has been guarding him. We've also seen Egor on him, catching, but it has not phased his game. He's continued to be active.
Caleb Smith with 13 to lead this game, and UC Riverside. How about second half adjustments? What would you like to see with BYU?
Better defense. I think that the first game, one of the main reasons why BYU was able to score so much is because they had stops. Stops lead to easy baskets in transition. You haven't seen a ton of those today. Also, you can, looking at the numbers, you can, I usually joke around, men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. And so when you look at shooting 18% from three, Cannon is 0 for 3, Egor is 1 for 4. We're not shooting the ball the way we were shooting on Tuesday. And so I think the BYU needs to adjust that.
For UC Riverside, 6 of 13 from 3. That's been going well. I've only missed 1 free throw. Probably more of the same in the second half.
Yeah, more of the same, but they got to do a much better job boxing out. BYU with a 22-13 advantage on the boards. And so they've got 13 second chance points on 8 offensive rebounds. That advantage has been huge for BYU to get extra possessions. They got to do a better job boxing out.
in this second half. Certainly it's game 2 for both teams. We saw UC Riverside give Oregon a very good game. Can BYU pull away like Oregon did, or will UCR kind of hang in there? What else do you want to see in the second half, JT?
The Big 12 Conference has a lot of guards that are really, really good, so this is a great test. You talked about at the beginning, Richie take ownership of, hey, I'm going to play some defense and lock it down. Like I said at the beginning of the broadcast, I'm expecting something a little bit more from Dawson right now. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him a little bit more and see if he can help with the defense on the guards.
He's got that Big West connection, former Big West Freshman of the Year at UC Irvine. He's played UC Riverside 6 times, 5-1 in the games he's played.
Yeah, very comfortable. And you can see when he gets in there, he can create a shot. But right now for UC Riverside, they got 3 guys that are hanging with BYU. They've combined for 30 of the 33. Smith, Moses, Pickens. BYU has to do a better job on those 3.
Well said. David Blaine and Spencer have the call coming up after the break on ESPN+. BYU up 40-33 at halftime.
Everything you thought you knew is brand new.
We on a new wave. This ain't what it was.
See, when the game changes, so do we. Every day, every play. Always been greater than 12, now standing 16 strong. In every end zone, any time zone. When everyone else keeps asking, what's next? We know we are.
The stage is set, and we are ready to go.
The move, the finish, beautiful basketball.
How good is this rivalry? It's going to be right. Let the celebration begin.
So great to have college basketball back on ESPN+. Marriott Center, Provo, Utah, Dave McCann, Blaine Fowler, BYU leading UC Riverside 40-33. A moment ago, Spencer Linton with Highlanders head coach Mike Magpeo.
Coach, your team found some success, especially shooting the ball from 3 when you're moving the ball around the perimeter. What are you hoping to see in the second half?
More of that. We got to penetrate the paint, look out, hunt those threes. That's what we do, and we're fortunate to knock some down.
I know you spent some time in your huddle talking about how to keep Egor Demin out of the paint. So what's the approach there in the second half?
Pray. He's hard, man. He's hard to deal with. We got to clean up the boards, though. The boards are everything, and they're kicking our butts right now.
Coach, thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Spencer, thank you. And there's Kevin Young. What do you expect from what we anticipated was a spirited halftime discussion?
Yeah,
and now the response.
I think, Kevin, when Spencer interviewed him on the way out, it was clear that he wasn't happy with their patience on offense. He felt like UC Riverside got them to speed up and take shots too quickly. And so I'm sure that he talked about with them, guys, run the offense, be patient, take your shots, don't be sped up by this aggressive UC Riverside defense, and keep playing defense. They had a little bit of a lull where they let some guys get open on the perimeter, and then they kind of came back to earth right before halftime. And it ended up that UC Riverside shot 40%, 10 of 25 in that first half. They were great from three. It's 6 of 13. So find the shooters, switch from 1 through 4 with this lineup out on the floor to start the half, and then be patient on offense is what I'm certain he talked about.
Interesting to see how Cannon Catchings responds. 0 for 3. No points in that first half and a couple of rebounds. And the Highlanders with the ball to start the second. Hargress also looking to get on track. 1 for 7 from the field and 3 points. And he is the top gun for Riverside. Moses on the drive. Keita hits the floor hard. And the foul is against Richie Saunders, his second.
And Keita coming off to help. And what happened was a little bit of friendly fire there, as it was Trevin Nell who undercut his teammate, and Keita went down hard.
He's got to figure out how to survive his own guys.
Yeah, exactly. And Mike Magpale, I liked what he talked about, and it's like reading the defense. Oh, and that's one that you gotta get. You're not gonna get very many easy looks at the rim against this BYU defense as long as they are. We talked about penetrating into the paint, making the defense collapse, and finding the open guys on the perimeter, knocking down shots as the strategy for them.
That's a second foul on Nate Pickens. Sometimes you just get too open.
Yeah, miscommunication on the switch there, and that's one that you're so open that you think about it. And I've missed those ones playing around the world. Like, it's like, oh, I got to do is make this easy one at the end, and I win this thing, and you miss it because you're thinking about it.
Here's Demin. Catchings back to Demin. Egor backing in. Draws some contact, puts up the shot, doesn't get the foul, but he's got 2, and now it doesn't.
And that's something we haven't seen a bunch of through a game and a half, is taking Denim and saying, okay, he's got somebody 5 inches shorter on him. How about a post up and just let him back the defender down? And he did it that time.
Smith back to Moses. Just enough room to get around Saunders. Misses the shot. Now it's Demin. Little push by Pickens. The officials are letting him play here tonight. Demin left open for 3. He's come to play. He's got 15.
And then what do? So they take him down, and he posts up and knocks one down. Then he comes off a screen, and you leave a little bit of room, and he pulls up and knocks down a 3.
Smith forces one up. Saunders. Richie looking into the lane. Left hand. Tapped up and in. And the first bucket of the night for freshman Cannon Catchings. 47-33. We wondered what the response might be. So far, so good for BYU out of the break. Now it's Smith.
He had 6'9" in front of him and 6'10" behind him.
Catchings leaves it for Keba. And a foul, and Keba's going to the line. The crowd sensed something special at the end of that one, but arbitrating was saying, no, not on my watch. As you see Demin knock down the 3.
Yeah, and on the screen, miscommunication on the defense leaves him wide open.
Catchings on the follow there. And now Keita at the line. Keita with 8 points and 9 rebounds, so he's closing in on an early double-double.
And I love the way he attacks the rim when he gets the ball inside. That was one of those listen, this is either going down on top of you or I'm getting fouled and going to the free throw line, and there's nothing in between.
Schultz is in, so is Olabode for the Highlanders. Misses both.
Yeah, and BYU continues to struggle from that free throw line right now. 6 of 14 from the free throw line.
Hargress up for 3. Pushing the back. And this is going against Keita. That'll be his 3rd. And Traore quickly off the bench and into the game.
And Traore had a great first half off the bench. Just played 9 minutes and 48 seconds, was 5 of 6 from the field. 1 of 1 from the free throw line. 11 points, led BYU in that first half. And 3 boards, all on the offensive glass.
14th time in his career, he's had double figures in the first half. Moses.
Yeah, I love that. He comes off of that screen, and BYU leaves him open in that mid-range. And it's almost like a lost art to be able to pull up from mid-range.
Nell pulls up for a 3. And now it's Moses playing with 12 points. Corner 3 in and out as Hargress just can't get the lid off. Out ahead to Catchings. Up for 3. He's got 5 and a timeout by Magpeo. And the crowd rewarding the charge out of the locker room for BYU. That lead now at 15. A 10-2 run. 50-35 Cougars. Back with more in a moment on ESPN+. Tomorrow on ESPNU, a Big 12 basketball doubleheader. 7:30 Eastern Time, number 16 Arkansas and number 8 Baylor meeting in Dallas. And then at 9:30 Eastern, the Auburn Tigers at number 11 going to Houston to take on the 4th-ranked Houston Cougars. That's tomorrow on ESPNU. Arizona State of the Big 12 is going to play at Gonzaga on Sunday. They'll take a swing at him. Gonzaga put the hammer down on Baylor earlier in the week.
There's when Mark Few has a veteran team, there's something special, and that's a veteran team he's got up there. You know, national title contender.
It's the best of all times, right? Because now you've got college basketball and college football.
Oh, the weekends are great. Weekends are made to sit in your lounger and just watch nothing but college sports is what it's made for.
We're in our loungers here on a Friday night at the Marriott Center.
Slow start to the second half, shooting the basketball, just 1 of 7 for UC Riverside. And BYU came out hot, 4 of 6, 66%, and 2 of 3 from 3. They really struggled in that first half to knock down threes, but not in this second half.
Hargress. Schultz with it. Hargress gets it back, knocks down the shot. That's just his second make tonight. He's got 5 points. He's got to heat up for the Highlanders.
Well, and the way they're defending the screen, Foose coming out, and he's giving a little bit of ground, almost daring Hargress to shoot that mid-range jump shot, and he's making him.
Catchings hit a 3 a moment ago. This one, the front of the iron. And Hargress has got it. Moses thought about shooting, and then he sized up Catchings at 6'10". Gives it back to Hargress. He'll put it up over Saunders. Traore on the rebound. Demin to Catchings. And we come back the other way. Schultz. Hargress.
Beautiful look by Schultz to get Hargress the ball. He could have taken the shot there. It was a good shot, but he gave up a good shot for a great shot.
Hargress with 7, starting to heat up. Demin going to his left. Here's Catchings. Traore brought it down. It's knocked out of bounds. This crew tonight, Eric Curry, Alexander Thompson, and John Jenkins, have been letting them get after each other. 50-39, timeout, 15-18 to play.
You're doing it.
You got this.
Yes, this is great.
You got this! You got this!
Accidents don't just happen 9 to 5. They happen when you least expect them. The team at Siegfried & Jensen is here for you 24/7. Nights, weekends, every day, every hour. Really here for you. No matter when you call us, you'll speak to a real person and have access to the same expertise and personal attention as always, and get the legal help you need when you need it. Nights, weekends, every day, every hour, 24/7. Learn more at siegfriedandjensen.com.
We were a little bit thin on safeties, and you flash forward a few weeks later and he's got the green dot and the mic in the Super Bowl starting against the Bengals.
It's a way of life. It's not letting any obstacle or circumstance affect how you treat others or how you attack the day. It helped me be a better leader and a better teammate and a better husband and a better father. Who cares what happened yesterday? Let's be great today. It's pretty simple.
Ebenezer, you have yet a chance to escape my fate.
Am I destined to end up in chains like you, Jacob?
Worse, without triple rewards, but you can still change your destiny with a Mountain America Rewards credit card.
With a Mountain America Rewards credit card, earn 3 times the points on every dollar spent until the stroke of midnight on December 31st.
Triple rewards are better than I thought.
BYU is in Nepal looking at the impacts of pollution from brick kilns on individuals and communities.
The goal of our research is to improve the working conditions and the lives of those people who work here.
I'm very happy to work with BYU. With this collaboration, we can do many more things.
You can change the lives of other people for the better if you're just willing to use the gifts which God has blessed you with.
On a team decorated in newness, Lane, it's the veteran Fusini Traore who's carrying the load tonight.
Yeah, he's been really good in limited minutes. He's only played 11:58 in this game, but he's been all over the place. He's 5 of 6 from the field, and he's getting it done on the offensive glass. 3 rebounds, all on the offensive end, getting putbacks, 1 for 1 from the free throw line, and he's playing great defense. And so he's been a great spark for them off the bench. He looks like the old Foose inside with his patient moves and his soft touch. And that's where BYU, they're shooting the ball much better in the second half from 3, 2 of 3. But they're +9 in second chance points. They got 9 offensive rebounds to just 3 for Riverside. So
Traore brought down by Whitborn. 50-39 BYU. And Traore denies Moses. Demin fouled in the lane. And it's Isaiah Moses with his first foul.
And here comes Foose. That happens. Looks like that Richie got a piece of it first. And then it looked like it bounced off the backboard when Foose got it the second time.
5 blocks tonight for BYU.
Yeah, if that hit the glass first, that would have been goaltending. But that was like a boom, boom. I don't know if you could see that in real time. When BYU's free throw.
Demin now 1 for 4.
Continue to be an issue in this game.
Just 6 of 15. (51-39). Now Hargress has hit a couple of buckets, getting some mojo going. And that one won't roll in. Off of the Highlanders, last touch by Olabode, and BYU gets possession. Dave McCann, Blaine Fowler, and Spencer Linton. Spencer.
The message from Kevin Young in BYU's last time out was clear. He wants to get out and run, and the key to that for BYU is getting defensive stops. So look for BYU to bear down on defense and then get out quick in transition. They feel like they have a significant advantage against UC Riverside in that regard, guys.
Thank you, Spencer. Traore to the corner. Saunders open for 3.
What an assist by Foose Traore there. Down low, he looked where the defense was and looked where the help was coming from and kicked it out to that corner to a wide open Saunders.
7 points for Saunders.
BYU's been way more aggressive on that 3-point line in the second half too, and that's 6 threes in a row.
Olabode on the miss.
The side has missed.
Foul on the rebound.
Watch it. The help came opposite, and as soon as Hargress left the corner, Foose kicked it to the corner, and Saunders wide open.
Number 2 on Richie. 20 on the shot clock for the Highlanders. Pickens picked up by Demin and Foose. Now Pickens into the lane and knocked out of bounds. 10 on the shot clock to work this play for Riverside. Caleb Smith coming back in. And Joel Armour-Trading back in. 6'10" and 6'9" off the bench after a break. Pickens, step back 3. And Demin down with it. 5 rebounds for Demin. Here's Dawson Baker back in the game. Saunders leaves it short. I think he was too open too there for a moment. Baker catching. 7 for Catchings, 56-39. Hargress wide open for 3. You can see his touch. He's got 10. All in the second half. Well, all but 3 in the second half. Now Baker has it knocked away from behind by Pickens, and Pickens out ahead with it. Saunders gets back and knocks it out of bounds.
And that brings this crowd to his feet. This crowd appreciates a great hustle play like that. And he thought he had an easy dunk coming. Saunders like, no, I'm going to come. And he gets all ball with the strip. And the fans will take that it's off of Saunders. And it's UC Riverside's ball because that was a heck of a hustle play.
Bošković back in the game for BYU, and Saunders will sit down. Boy, Pickens thought he had a slam dunk coming. Moses gets it back to Pickens. Moses in for 2 more.
He is such a calm offensive presence. He's 5 of 8 from the field now, 2 of 4 from 3, 2 for 2. 14 points now from Moses, playing really well.
Demin directing traffic. Here's Traore. Battling arbitrating. Bošković for 3. That one well off the mark, and out comes Moses. And he bangs into Baker and picks up the foul. Does Dawson Baker, his first.
And those long, a bad miss like that, the rebound comes out so long that you don't have a chance to get back and defend. And UC Riverside recognized they had numbers, push it up the floor. And they called that foul on the floor, so they take it out of bounds.
Smith hands it back to Pickens. This is Strauss. Fights off the double team and heads in. Kick to the corner. Now it's Smith. And the foul on Demin will send Smith to the line. That's the first on the freshman. And that takes us to a timeout. 11:48 to go. Cougars hanging on by 12 here on ESPN+. Welcome back to Provo, and we're talking about first impressions. Egor Demin back on Tuesday night. Look how Trae Young started his college career at Oklahoma. 15 points, 10 assists. Demin first to have a double-double in a freshman debut since.
18 and 11. Points and assists. Is it more difficult than points and rebounds double-double? And Trae Young's phenomenal player. This is Egor Demin tonight, who is showing us the whole skill set. Knocking it down from deep, taking the ball to the basket, feeding the big guys for easy dunks. His vision is phenomenal, and his ability to find the right guy and to read the defense for an 18-year-old freshman is just off the charts.
And we were talking with Kevin Young, talked about it in the first half. Since practice began, 70 NBA scouts have been to town.
Yep.
To check him out. There's 10 here tonight, but they all know where Egor Demin is.
Tonight, 16 points, 5 assists, just 1 turnover. His assist-to-turnover ratio is phenomenal.
He's out. Elijah Crawford, another freshman, is in to run the point.
His efficiency, 6 of 9 from the field again tonight with a great efficient offensive night.
Smith hitting both of those free throws right into the rock student section. He's got 15 points. Baker up for 3. There's his first 3 of the season. Back on Tuesday, he went 0 for 6. Knocks that one down.
And he's very capable. You and I watched him in practice. We watched him in warm-ups. He's just knocking them down left and right. And you knew that at some point it would have to translate to game time.
Out of bounds. And Strauss turns it over. Hargress is in, and Strauss is out. This is the time when things started to unravel at Oregon on Monday night for the Highlanders.
Well, you think about how much effort and how physical this team has played. And Cannon Catchings, you were saying to me at the last break, seems like Cannon Catchings about to get things going too, because you do start to wear down. It's so hard to play with this much energy and be so physical for a full 40 minutes like this Highlander team has been trying to do.
Catchings with 9 points all here in the second half. Armatrading over to Pickens, up for 3.
Yeah, great hesitation, fake pump fake, and set his feet and knock that one down.
10 for Pickens. He had 11 against the Ducks, so he's had a solid opening week to the season. 61-49. Now Catchings, one-handed 3. Or I say one-handed, 1 foot 3.
Yeah, that was like a layup from the three-point line.
Not quite sure what that was. That was a different kind of heat check.
If that's in his repertoire, I'm impressed.
Pickens into the lane. Armatraden's got it. And Crawford brings it down. Crawford. Traore up and in.
Wow, he's been an offensive rebounding machine in this game.
13 points and 5 boards. Pickens open for 3, knocks down another one. 13 for Pickens. The lead's 11.
Yeah, this UC, we expect them to be a good shooting basketball team. And Mike Pao said, yeah, that's what we do. We're going to drive and kick, move the ball around the perimeter. We're going to shoot threes. And we got a bunch of guys that can do it. We're seeing that.
Hargress at the reach-in picks up his 3rd foul. A lot of fresh bodies in for both sides. Saunders, Keita return for BYU. And Whitborn back in. Now Keita waiting for Ritchie. Saunders fights his way in and finishes at the rim. 9 for Saunders. Moses has it taken away. Keita recovers. Bošković is with it. And he's in for 2. His first bucket of the game. A lot of swooping lane one-handed shots tonight.
I don't know how he even got the ball up on the rim. That was, he looked like Gumby on that one with it, all the way he was bending and knocked it down with great touch.
8:59 to go. Timeout on the floor, 67-52. A 30-second timeout as you watch Saunders work. And now let's watch Bošković.
Yeah, look at, like, he did a back bend to get that one up on the rim, and he used that great length. He's going against Smith, who's 6'9", and the 6'10" Boscovich just goes right up over the top with great touch. I think Mike Magpayo has done a really nice job of using his timeouts in the second half. Whenever BYU seems to get some momentum and on a run, he's called timeout. They've settled in, and then they've kind of closed it a little bit. Very, very wisely using those timeouts. That's the key to anybody competing this build. You've got to limit BYU's runs. You can't let them go 15 and reel 15 off. They get to 6, 7, 8, you call a timeout, you settle down, you reset.
$8:59 to play here in Provo. Moses and Crawford, that's a good speed matchup. Olabode, he knocks down a three. And it's his first bucket of the game. And Olabode picks up the foul, banging into Baker. That's his third. So he gets his first three, and then he picks up his third foul.
Olabode, a senior, who another guy that came on during that stretch where they won 8 of 11 down the stretch. He was playing a lot of minutes at the end of the season, playing 20 minutes a game plus. And so a lot of veterans on this team back that have won games and know how to play.
Baker. He too puts up an off-balance shot and gets the roll. 14 and a turnover as Smith stepped on the line. And so the Cougars get the ball back. A little bit of a hurry to get things going.
And he just nonchalantly took the ball thinking BYU was going to press him. And Crawford spun back, and right where he was going to pass the ball in, he realized he was covered and then had to kind of clutch it back. He'd already taken a step forward.
Saunders. Crawford lobs it for Keita, and Keita's fouled. He'll go to the line. Keita with 9 rebounds and 8 points, and the second foul on Schultz. Chance to improve BYU's free throw shooting numbers. 7 of 16 on the night.
Well, Keita's 2 of 6 as he steps up to the line here.
And he hit his first 2.
Right. You reminded him of that, and then he remembered. That's how he does it.
Is that the opposite of the broadcaster jinx?
This is the broadcaster. I don't know what's the opposite of a jinx. Yeah. You gave broadcast. See, you really gave him broadcaster karma because he banked the second one.
Hargress is in. 10 points now for Keita, so he's a rebound shy of a double-double.
BYU going to pressure now in the backcourt and try to take this Riverside team out of their rhythm, because they've been offensively really good, getting the ball up and getting into their sets and getting good looks from 3.
Schultz. This is Hargress. High off the glass. And the foul is on Richie Saunders, battling for the rebound. That's his third. 7:53 to go. 71-55 Cougars here on ESPN+. Tomorrow night, tune in for ESPN College Football Prime Time as the 9th-ranked BYU Cougars play at Utah. Coverage starts at 10:15 Eastern on ESPN. College football playoff rankings debuted earlier this week. BYU sitting at 9, but as we stand, Blaine, they're projected to win the Big 12, which would give them a first-round bye into the Fiesta Bowl.
Right, and a minimum of a 4 seed if they continue their winning ways. There's multiple teams that are still in the hunt in the Big 12.
Big, exciting day tomorrow.
Yeah, Colorado with just 1 loss, Iowa State with just 1 loss. So, yeah, it's still very up in the air, but BYU is in control of their own destiny.
7:53 to go here in Provo, and the Cougars up 71-55 on UC Riverside.
UC Riverside, it was just like the first half. In the first half, they started 1 of 7, and a foul on the way up, and then they went on a roll. They came out in the second half, and they go 1 for 8 from 3 to start the second half, and BYU goes up, and now they've made their last 3. So it's a little bit streaky for this UC Riverside team, but it's worked in the long haul. Keep them in this.
First foul on Crawford. Nice pass by Hargress. Whitbourne's at the line, looking for his first points of the season. And the student section is
it's just
happy to have him there.
Distracting is a mild word. Like think about looking into that right there and trying to make a free throw.
He gets 1 of 2. Nice job.
I know you could do it because you're focused.
I don't. That would be something. It would be something. Baker forces it in, turns it over, trying to get it to Keita. Out ahead, Schultz, a slam dunk. And it's 71-58, and that's the first basket for the sophomore out of Germany. Transfer from Davidson.
Turnover turns into points immediately on the other end with a run out.
Demin ready to check back in for BYU. Baker. And Hargress has got it. Interesting, the strategy coming in, according to Mike Magpeo, was to get BYU to go to their left. And they've gone to their left on a lot of their shots here in the second half. And then you see Schultz finishing. He's saying the Cougars like to go to their right, so let's try to get them all to go to their left.
And BYU shoot the ball well here in the second half. That's not their issue. They just have not been able to get stops since the early part of this half. UC Riverside's been very effective with their offense. Now they're getting to the rim.
Moses with 16.
Yeah, Moses has had a fantastic game. He's fearless. He'll go attack it and then step out and knock down a 3.
Demin. Nell up for a 3. Fight for the rebound. Out of bounds. It'll belong to Riverside. Chance to get back to single digits. 6:34 to go. Pickens looking for a lane. Finishes at the rim with 15 now for Pickens. And a steal. Moses for 3. Moshkevich on the rebound for BYU. Well, golden opportunity there for the Highlanders.
And knocking down these shots has just given UC Riverside energy. Like they're playing with great passion still.
Demin. Everyone pulled off him. He goes in and rams it in with 2 hands. And 18 for Demin.
You continue. If you don't show hard on those screens, he'll just turn the corner and dunk on your head.
Hargress over Saunders. Now we've got a shootout. He's got a dozen. Everybody heating up. Demin to Keita. Nice touch off the glass.
And that's one where you can get in charge if you're not in control. And he just kind of stepped around the defender and kissed it off the glass. A really great presence of mind on that one to not pick up a charge.
Dozen for Keita. 13th time he's been in double figures. Moshkevich over to block it. Saunders to the corner. Nell for three. Slapped out by Saunders, but it'll go out of bounds at the other end.
And we've seen this a couple times at BYU with all that length, has a lot of guys that can make up for a bad defense. Well, you get somebody at the rim and you got a bunch of shot blockers with length and athleticism to go take that shot away. And BYU didn't capitalize on the offensive end that time.
4:56 to play. Pickens into the lane, loses it. Bošković has it, gives it back. And Moses.
Moses
everyone
says,
take a breath.
Let's all take a deep breath here right now, because that was crazy right there.
Down low. And Armatrading's going to the free throw line to shoot two. Bošković picks up the foul. His third. Got him there on the arm.
Yeah, and you see Bošković saying, I went straight up, but what you're going to notice is, see that right arm, he takes and he puts over the top of the defender. See how he's got it over the top of the defender? The defender has the right to go vertical and go up. You can't cap him or roof him, and that's what Bošković did, and he picks up the foul. It's the right call.
Senior from London, England, College of Southern Idaho, Cal Poly, now UC Riverside, and Joel Armatrading makes it a 10-point game. Catchings is back in for BYU.
Yeah, Armatrading and Moses were teammates at College of Southern Idaho. That's it. Back in 22-23.
Caleb Smith back in for the Highlanders. (75-66). Back to a single digit. Catchings for three. Traore back in the game with the rebound. Backing in on Armatrading, leaves it for Saunders. Beautiful pass by Traore. Saunders now with 11.
As he's backing the defender down, he draws all the attention of everybody's eyes defensively, and Saunders cuts the basket. Great awareness by Foose.
Hargris. Smith. Saunders knocks it out of bounds. And that takes us to a timeout. It's time for the stretch run here in Provo. 3:42 to go. 11-point BYU lead here on ESPN+. Friday night, Cosmo entertaining a crowd just over 17,000 watching BYU and UC Riverside. 77-66. The Cougars with the lead with 3:42 to play. Let's get over to Spencer.
Dave, that last bucket by Richie Saunders from BYU is a prime example of what he typically does for BYU basketball. His teammate Dawson Baker said his superpower is his motor and his nose to get to the hoop. He just does not stop. In fact, I said he's definitely the most annoying player to guard in practice day in and day out because he will not stop. Coach McPay on the UC Riverside side is very aware of that as well. And that's the challenge with a guy like Richie is how do you keep up with somebody who just will not stop, guys?
Thank you, Spencer.
Yeah, Richie's line 5 of 11 from the field. He's 1 of 2 from 3. He's got 5 boards, 11 points, 2 assists, no turnovers, a steal, and a block. That's just, he just is stat sheet stuffer. He just fills the stat sheet up because he does everything well.
Shot clock under 10. Hargress has got it. Nell on him, has to force it up, knocks it down. What a shot, 14 now.
Crazy off-balance, sideways knockdown. What a great shot. That is not an easy shot.
Traore. Working down low. And he's fouled before the shot.
He's just so hard to defend. He'll drive you crazy because he's not in a hurry. Like, he'll give you a pump fake on one side of the rim, move around that pivot foot, pump fake you again, and then take you to the backside of the rim. He just, you have to stay on the ground until he leaves the ground and stay in position, which is so hard to have the discipline to do.
Armitraden picks up his 3rd foul. Traore, 71% free throw shooter last season. Misses.
Nope, nobody making free throws for BYU tonight. That's just killer for them. They're now 9 of 19. 10 points left on that free throw line.
Under 3 minutes to go.
And by the way, UC Riverside is 12 of 14. They're knocking theirs down.
Smith is fouled. He's going to go to the line. And a chance to pull within 7.
You see Foose getting him on the arm as the shot was coming out.
That's number 2 on Traore. Smith made a lot more noise in the first half. Sitting on 15 points, 7 of 8 from the free throw line.
Well, Smith in that opener had 14 points and 5 boards. 5 of 11 from the field.
Impressed by this group of Highlanders, picked 4th in the Big West. They got size, they got shooters, they got experience, and they got a team that can win that league.
Well, and I like that their coach, like, he owned it. He's like, you know, Mike said, yeah, we absolutely should be in the mix. We can win this league. We got the talent to do it. He's a very good coach.
17 now for Smith. Traore waiting for some help. Feeds it to Catchings. Now Demin.
He just gets it.
8 of 11 from the field, 20 points.
He's so efficient because he takes the right shots. He never takes a bad shot. He makes the right read, knows when to turn the corner and finish.
And there's a finish by Armitrade. Got back behind Traore.
Yeah, he did a great job of sealing.
Timeout with 2:15
and then
to go.
The entry pass by Hargress was perfect. Look at that lob, just over the top of Troy, and a great seal. He got, and that's a tough thing to do. You don't know which side of the player to play because the ball's coming from straight on the top. And Hargress with great touch on that pass.
30-second timeout called by BYU. And now they're asking for a full. So it'll be extended to a full. 7-point difference. And the Cougars have the ball with 2:15 to go. And on a night when one team isn't hitting free throws, you wonder how early it'll be for Riverside to just go, hey, send them to the line.
And right now, I mean, they have an opportunity to, you get a stop here, you come down, and you're not having to hunt threes right now. Of course, they hunt threes anyway. That's part of their offense, but they've been able to turn the corner and get to the rim here in the late part of this second half, but they're certainly capable of penetrating and kicking the ball out, and they got all kinds of shooters on the outside. So you get a stop here, you go down and make a bucket, and you're in really, really good shape.
Big 12 Soccer Championship tomorrow night in Kansas City, TCU in Kansas. The NCAA Tournament Selection Show is on Monday. BYU expects a bid and possibly a home game. Women's basketball on ESPN Plus tomorrow afternoon at 4 Eastern. Wyoming is here at BYU. Queens College comes in next Wednesday, 9 Eastern time on ESPN Plus. And Riverside's got another road game at Cal Baptist before they get to play a home game. That'll be later next week. But the here and now is this is a lot closer than anyone thought it would be. And a great test for the Highlanders on the road, and for this group of new Cougars to have some adversity at home.
Yeah. Hey, this is a great learning opportunity for both of these teams tonight, for sure.
This is Demin and Hargress. Catchings. Back to Demin. Nell open for three. And it is Moses out with it.
There's the stop that UC Riverside needed.
Open look for three. Hargress short.
I think Denham got a piece of that one. That was so short, and it looked like he just got a little deflection on that one.
Gasp on the bench for the Highlanders. 79-72.
Well, they executed. They got the shot they wanted, that drive and kick to the corner.
90 seconds to go. Shot clock at 7. Demin. Keita. What a pass. And the finish. Keita with 14. That can't be a freshman.
What a job. What? At the perfect time, instead of trying to force it up and finish, he wraps it around.
Foul on Richie Saunders.
Wow. What a pass by Denham. He feels the defenders come. He's got phenomenal peripheral vision. He just knows. And when you play with him, these players have been playing with him long enough now through camp, you just know, hey, I got to expect to get the ball. If I'm in the right spot and I'm open, I'm going to get the ball with this guy with the ball in his hands.
7 assists. That gives him 18 this week. Saunders gets his 4th foul, and that's what sends Pickens to the line.
And that was like off the ball, away from it. Kevin Young was like, no, come on, not in the last 2 minutes of a ball game away from the ball like that, please.
Here's Pickens.
Bottom of the net.
16-point night for Pickens.
He's 6 of 10 from the field. He's made 3 threes in this one. He's had a really good basketball game.
16 of 18 from the free throw line for the visiting team. Armor trading goes out. And Olabode is in. For BYU, Baker comes in, and Nell's going to come out. Full court pressure. 7-point game, 1:06 to play.
Yeah, full court man-to-man pressure. You're going to screen, and they're going to switch.
Saunders has got it. Now Baker. Baker finally fouled by Hargress. That's number 4 on Hargress.
And to close out games, you got to make free throws. And BYU has not done that in this game. Dawson Baker, a good free throw shooter. In his career, he's been very, very solid. In this one right now, he's 1 of 2.
Mag and Boshkovich ready to check in. Catchings is coming out. Armor Trading's back in for the Highlanders, and Olabode comes out.
Yeah, BYU's going to go offense for defense here. Mag's still at the score time because he's going to come in for the shooter, expecting Baker to make this first because it's a one-on-one, but make two and then come in.
First one goes. 7 tonight for Baker. And if he hits this, Mag will come in for him.
Yeah, and BYU, that'll give them a chance to set their defense and put all kinds of length out on the floor to defend.
Got them both. 83-74.
Yeah, you're 6'10", 6'9", 6'8", 6'9". And Richie Saunders, who's one of the most active defensive players in the country out there, he's the little guy. When I say the little guy, that's at 6'5".
Hargress has got it into the lane. And a whistle. That's going to send him to the free throw line and stop the clock with 55 seconds. And Mag picks up his first.
So he'll bring Catchings and Baker back in, Kevin Young will, for offense. This is the first of two.
He's not going to be bugged by that student section.
Olabode comes into the game.
15 for Hargress. 12 here in the second half. Now Bošković is coming back in, and Keita will come out.
And Bošković more of an offensive threat and a guy that can handle the ball and shoot from the outside. They bring Keita out. He was in for his defensive side, and it's an all-offensive team out there now for BYU.
Both go down. Now Davis comes in. Hargress will come out. Remember, he's got the 4 fouls.
Well, and they bring Davis in because he can play aggressively and not worry about it a little longer to defend. And again, a full court man-to-man, and they'll switch all the screens.
And Davis knocks the ball out of bounds. Baker trying to get it to Demin. Saunders. Back to Baker. Saunders lobs. And out with it comes Moses, trying to feed Catchings. Davis into the lane. Stolen away.
Like Baker just dogged Davis with the ball in his hand until he forced a turnover.
And Demin is fouled by Davis.
And I think Kevin Young on that last trip down, he wanted him to pull the ball out and take the full shot clock. And watch Baker as he is on Davis, continues to dog and continues to have active hands, and finally gets the strip. Catchings will get the credit for the steal.
Yeah, I don't know if the half-court lob was what he was asking for.
Kevin Young's like, ah!
Demin tonight, 8 of 11, 7 assists, 5 rebounds. 20 points, chance to add to it here. Leaves it short. Shot clock's off. Here comes Hargress. Up for 3. Keita with his 10th rebound. A double-double for Keita. And Saunders is fouled. And Hugh will go down and try some free throws.
Well, and Saunders has not attempted a free throw in this game, but he's been pretty solid over the course of his career, especially down the stretch in games. And he looked like he wanted to be the guy on the line. He's like, you know what, give it to me. Let them foul me. I got this. Let's see.
And Mike Magpeo wants a timeout with 16.2. That Big 12, Kansas is number 1, Houston's number 4, Iowa State's number 8, Baylor. Iowa State is 5, Baylor's 8, Arizona's 10, Cincinnati's 20. You take a look at the preseason poll in the Big 12. It's a who's who
Yeah.
Among the elites in college basketball.
And Kansas with a win against North Carolina in a back-and-forth game where they were way out in front. North Carolina came back. North Carolina had a chance to win it, and Kansas holds on.
BYU's picked 9th. The magic of being picked 9th in this league is, what does that get you, about a 7 seed?
Yeah, that's what's crazy.
In the big dance?
Yeah.
If you can get there. But the battles begin on New Year's Eve in the afternoon here in Provo against Arizona State. No buys, no weeks off. It's 2 games every week. 20 league games. That's a new wrinkle to the schedule this year. And it'll be something. And UC Riverside over there in the Big West with a chance to chase the postseason as well. Both teams with 43 points here in the second half.
There's a 7-point lead at half. It's a 7-point lead right now.
Non-conference opponents that are P4s for BYU are Ole Miss on Thanksgiving and Purdue or North Carolina the next day. For Riverside, their non-conference opponents that are notable at Santa Clara, at Colorado State, at UNLV. And that's after Oregon back on Monday and BYU here tonight. Saunders at the line. Gets the first.
He wanted him.
Getting Richie Saunders to return was one of Kevin Young's biggest victories. 1 of 2, 84-76. Smith for 3. What a night for Smith. 20 points.
Just money all night long. 20 points. He's 3 of 7 from 3, 4 of 9 from the field, and he's made 9 of his 10 free throw attempts.
Bošković is going to the line. A teaching moment for Kevin Young and Keba Keita. And there's 5.4 seconds left in this one. 84-79. This is as close as it's been in a long, long time.
Well, and BYU right now sits at 12 of 24 from the line. You leave a dozen points out there from the free throw line, and all of a sudden you got a game that's close that shouldn't be close.
Three points for Bošković. And he gets them both.
Well, and on the other side, on the road, UC Riverside, 90%.
Pickens is fouled, shooting a 3. He'll get 3 free throws. That's number 4 on Bošković.
And 18 of 20 from the line as they step up to shoot 3 free throws.
Now you see the Serbian pleading his case. Pickens was looking for contact, no question, and he got some. This is the first. 1/10 of a second left. Magpeo looking on. He's not happy to lose, but his guys played tough here tonight. Second miss. And now he's going to face the full brunt of the student section.
Yeah, they're all fired up now.
This is as loud as they've been for a while.
They're feeling like they're having an impact on the game right now.
Yet he gets the one. 18 for Pickens. That's the game. BYU wins it 86-80. The Cougars 2-0 on the season. The Highlanders drop to 0-2. And it was again the freshman that led the way. Egor Demin with 20 points, 8 of 11 from the field. 7 assists, 5 rebounds, just 2 turnovers. One of those misses we think might have been a pass off the backboard.
Yeah. I'm not sure it was a miss or not.
That would give him just the 2 misses. But what a week for Demin in his American Division I debut. Just 18 years old and so full of promise.
Crazy efficient again. 8 of 11 from the field, and he's got to get those free throws falling. Just like the rest of this team, he's just 2 of 6 from the free throw line. That's the only flaw tonight. 5 boards, 7 assists, only 2 turnovers.
Keita and Traore combined for 27.
Yeah, Traore for BYU was really good off of the bench. He gave them a spark and was an offensive rebounding machine for BYU in this game. That was one of the advantages BYU had, was the offensive rebound. 6 boards for Traore, 6 of 8 from the field.
Catchings with 9 points all in the second half. And for the Highlanders, Smith with 20, Pickens with 18, Hargis with 16, and Moses with 16. We talked about they had 4 returning starters. They had a lot of potential coming in, and they were ready to put up a fight. Let's go over to Spencer with Fousseyni Traore.
Foos, the guys on the broadcast were just talking about the spark that you provided off the bench early in the game. What allowed you to get going early in this game?
Oh, well, like, I'm just, like, he's just actually super fun, you know, like, I'm just here to support, like, whatever I can do for my team, you know, like, which is bringing offense or offensive rebound, you know, like, it's just a mentality to always stay ready. It doesn't matter if you come off a bench or not, you know, just be ready all the time.
BYU outscored Riverside 48-14 in points in the paint. Why was BYU able to flex that way in the paint tonight?
Well, I feel like most of the time was offensive rebound. You know, we got like a lot of offensive rebound, and also the coach play like he called a couple like post move, you know, so we can go to work, you know, as a big, you know, so it's nice.
You and Keba make for quite the dynamic duo in the post. What is it about you two that is so daunting for opposing defenses?
Well, all thanks to Coach Burgess, you know, because he's the one we work with every day, you know. He shows us all the post move, you know. He's just like a great coach. We're just super grateful for him, you know, to be able to teach us all those little stuff, you know.
Congratulations, Foos.
Thank you.
Spencer, thank you. Foos, big night. Blaine, there are 2 ways to learn valuable lessons. One in a loss,
yeah, that's
or
not
one in a win.
That's not the fun way, and it's good to be able to learn and win. And I think a lot of learning moments out there, a lot of teaching moments that they'll be able to build on in a win.
Queens will be here Wednesday night at 9 Eastern time. Riverside will go to Cal Baptist Tuesday. Both games available on ESPN+. For Spencer Linton, Blaine Fowler, and our exceptional crew here in Provo, I'm Dave McCann. Final score, BYU 86, UC Riverside 80. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN. Enjoy your weekend of college football. Center. Not the case.